people, welcome to Pros Only TV. You're here with myself, Roland. Now, look, international break is done. I hate the international break. I'm glad it's over. Club football is back. We're here to preview Manchester United versus Newcastle. Let's go.
Drop a can.
Yes, people. We are back in the building. I'm here with a special guest, Realist TV. What you say, my bro?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you. Boy, Manchester United are back. Back to club football. Premier League is back this weekend. All your other teams are back this weekend. But yeah, we got a big one, man, coming up. Ronaldo's return to Old Trafford. It's a big game. But let's into it, man. Actually, you know what? Before I even get into all of that, I'm even forgetting. I'm messing up a little bit. Don't forget, people. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell because we're going live a lot throughout the season. And now let's get into it. So, Ronaldo's debut. I mean, what was your thoughts on Ronaldo and his return? First of all, because I don't know what your thoughts are on it. So, let me know.
Oh yeah, man. Like when he came, I was happy. Like he just came out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Like he was linked with Man City, and it looked like he was actually going to go to Man City. Yeah, I know a lot of Man United fans were cussing him and calling him all sorts of names and stuff. In a way, I understood it. Yeah, I understood why he would go there. At the end of the day, he's a winner. You know what I mean? So I understood it. But Man United just came in interested in him. We got him for about 30 million for him. I think 30 million for him. Yeah, and then man. Listen, he's a winner. Yeah, for me, he's the GOAT. He's my GOAT. You know what I mean? A lot of people say Messi, but yeah, bro, I'm happy, man. I'm happy he's here. He's our new manager, man. Happy, bro.
Yeah, I hear that. So, I mean, obviously, we know what he brings to the table. Like, you know, like in terms of that dressing room, like there's no games being played. Like we saw the quotes today. He said he wants to win trophies. That's why he's here. And him coming to the club, it's gonna bring a different mentality, of course, to some of those players in the dressing room. But yeah, for me, I was shocked to see him come. I was one of those people that said that if he does go to Man City, I don't really care if he does go like that because it's not a big deal, man. There's no loyalty in football. Like he left our club like 12 years ago, decided to go to Real Madrid. That was his dream. And then for him to come back to United, obviously I was gassed, but it's kind of worn for a little bit, you know what I mean? Because it's just like now, let's get to the business. I want to see how he's going to fit into this team and what he's actually going to do. So saying that, where do you think he's going to play and how do you think he's going to fit into this team?
I think he's going to play striker. He's played a striker in a 2 at Juventus. I noticed when you watch him, if you watch him at Juventus, he kind of drifts onto the left. Yeah, but bro, I don't think he's a proper out-and-out striker. You know what I mean? He still loves to go into that wing. You know, obviously he can't dribble as he used to, he can't beat players as he used to, but he loves to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think striker, mate. You know, if you give Ronaldo, if you give Ronaldo the ball, you'll finish, man. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true, man. Because like even with me, I'm just kind of like, there's only one place he can play. Like it's literally up top. You can't play wide anymore. And with the players that we've got, that you know, and especially the ones to come back as well, he's not going to be playing wide. So he'll be up front. And yeah, man, what do you think about him getting the number 7 shirt? Obviously, he's taking that shirt off Cavani, and some people will say it might be a bit unfair. Cavani now switched to the 21. Everybody said that Cavani broke the curse of the number 7 shirt last season. So, what do you think about that as well, man? Him returning as a number 7.
Yeah, man. Obviously, it had to happen, man. You know what I mean? Number 7. You have to give it. You have to. If Ronaldo comes to the club, you have to give him the number 7 shirt. You know what I'm saying? No debate, man. Give credit where credit's due, man, because Cavani didn't have to give it to him. He could have kept it, but it was a nice gesture. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I hear you. I hear you. Let me get into some comments before we move on to the next topic. Big up Brush, Corn Gang, as always. Big up Nathan, Muir, what you saying? You good? Big up to you, Nathan, as well. Let's talk about the start to United season. So obviously, before the international break, we played our first 3 games. Beat Leeds 5-1 at home. Went away to Southampton, and it was a bit of a disappointing draw. And then our last game out, we beat Wolves 1-0, and it was looking a bit sticky for a minute until Greenwood saved us. So, how do you feel about United's start to the season? Obviously, that's 7 points out of 3, and it's better than last season. So, how are you feeling?
Mate, listen, the result. What was the score? 5-0 against Leeds, right?
5-1.
5-0. 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, man. It was a good result. Pogba 4 assists, Bruno. You know what I mean? Got a hat trick. I was happy. And then we played Southampton. That game, shocking performance, man. We always start slow, man. Every time, I keep seeing those performances, and this manager, man, I wanted them gone a long time. You know what I mean? Like, he's just not. Mate, I'm tired of him, man. He's just not good enough. And the
Wolves game. I mean, I'm gonna just cut you off there a little bit. But when you're talking about the manager and all of that, right? I mean, we're not gonna go into it too much, but that Southampton game in particular, right? It kind of gave you like a little feeling of last season. You know, them games where we were dropping points, and you're saying to yourself, "New season, we got to be coming a bit different," and then we're still dropping points. I'll let you continue about the Wolves game. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Mate, the Wolves game was a joke, man. Like, we could have scored 2. They could have scored 2 in like a space of 7 minutes. They could have scored 4 goals actually in that match. You know what I mean? Like, our midfield. I mean, the manager. Why change it? Why change the system up for? Doesn't make sense. Put Pogba playing so good on the left for the last 2 games, and then you put him in a pivot with Fred. That doesn't work. Yeah, they got bypassed a lot. Dan James as well. I'm glad he's gone because he's useless. But no. And then, but listen, the keeper, Greenwood shot. The keeper should have saved that. He should have saved that. We got very lucky in that game, and I keep seeing those performances every time. It's not a good sign, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, yeah, man. Greenwood obviously he's been named Player of the Month for United this for the past Premier League month, and then obviously he scored in all 3 games we've played in, so he has saved us. And me watching that game, it was a hard watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like, in terms of keeping the ball, we weren't doing it. We kept turning the ball over in midfield. Fred doing Fred stuff, always losing the ball, and then Wolves were on the counter attack, and Adama Traore was absolutely battering us, right? Especially in that first half. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, you get the win, innit? When you get the win, then you can't really complain. It's 3 points, and we can move on to the next one. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna go for the rest of the season, but let's see what happens, innit? Now, there's a big one I'm trying to talk to you about right now. So, Donny van de Beek. There was some obviously there were some comments. No, let's start from the beginning actually. So before the deadline, apparently it came out that he was off to Everton on loan, and then United blocked it and said that. And Ollie stepped in and told him that he's going to be playing a lot this season, or he's going to be involved a lot more this season, right? Then after that, his agents started making comments about Donny's a Carabao Cup player or an FA Cup player. He should be starting more games. He's a number 10 and all of this stuff, right? And then this past week, we've had his interview with Rio Ferdinand, which came out of nowhere, where he sat down with Rio and they were discussing his time in the last year at United, and also the fact that he's where his best position is, and like he mentioned that he can play in a 6 and 8 in this team. So let me give you one part of the question. So where do you think Donny van de Beek fits in this team right now? That's the first part.
In a pivot, simple as that. Play him there. You can play in a pivot. You know, he's done it at Ajax. Yeah, in a possession-based system. Yeah, he can do it, man. He loves to, you know what I mean. He loves the hard work as well. You know what I mean. It's a proper. He's got energy, man, and he's got that IQ as well. He's got the intelligence. You know what I mean. perfect. Well, I don't get it, man. I don't get why he's not playing.
Do you think he should start in this game coming up? McTominay's
Yeah,
injured,
100%. 100%. I think he should start.
I hear you, man, because like for me, when I look at it, I'm just like, when you come from like an academy like Ajax, right? Like they only produce technically gifted footballers. You saw we had one come to our club a while back, Daily Blind. That guy was quality on the ball. Like he was a player. He was a player who didn't use the ball. He could pass from deep. He could do a number of different things, man. He could play left back, right back, play centre half. He was versatile. And then you look at Donny, right? You can't tell me that he's just boxed into a number 10. Like he can play in midfield in different places. It's just how we play him in that system is very important, because people are trying to make him basically be a 6 with 2 8s. So basically the defensive onus is on him. And it's like, when I'm looking at that, that's not what his game is, isn't it? Like he needs a free flowing midfield where it's like interchanging with the midfielders around him. And when you look at the way Bruno plays, always trying to break into the box, you look at Pogba, who not the best at his defensive responsibilities, and he's a bit more of an attacking influence, and that's what we expect more from him. If you put Donny in there, he might struggle. And so what do we do with that? Because like you're gonna have to play one of Fred, Matic, or McTominay when he's fit, because it's gonna be difficult to fit all three of Donny, Pogba, and Bruno in midfield. How do you respond to that?
You don't have to play. I know Bruno's good. I like Bruno, but sometimes you have to find the right balance in a team. So it doesn't mean you have to fit in all your star players in one team. Yeah, it's about the whole team as a whole. You know what I mean? So Van de Beek for me, yeah, he's very versatile. He can play 10, 6, 8. Pogba can play on the left. We see it in the pivot. Pogba isn't good. Sorry, against Wolves, he kept losing the ball there. He needs to be higher up the pitch. You know what I mean? So in terms of how you get them all together, it's like, I don't think Ole likes him, dude. I don't think I think Ole thinks that he can only play as a 10. That's where Bruno plays. You know what I mean? So man, I feel sorry for the guy, man. I feel sorry for him.
I feel sorry for him too, man, because obviously, like there's a lot of stuff that's come out as well. So I don't know if you know Marco van Basten. He used to be a striker for Ajax and AC Milan, a legendary Dutch striker. He came out, made some comments about Donny, and said that how there's a big difference between playing for Ajax and then going to Real Madrid or to Man United or something like that, right? And it made me think, like 10 to 15 years ago, if you jumped from the Dutch league to the Premier League, the jump is a little bit easier. Right now, if you're doing that, it's very, very difficult. Like, especially if you jump into one of the top level teams in the leagues, for example, right? And I think for me, like Donny, as much as he's a good player, and we saw him in his performances in the Champions League before he came to United, maybe the jump is too much for him. I don't know, but it's a feeling I have, because when you're playing, like you look at Memphis, for example, right? Memphis jumped from PSV to United. That was a huge jump for him, especially at the age he was at. And he didn't. There's a number of reasons why he didn't take to it. He took a step down, and then now look at where he is. He's now at Barcelona. Maybe Donny van de Beek has taken a step too far already in his career, too far of a jump, because when you're playing week in, week out in the Dutch league, you're not playing against like top players. When you're playing in the Premier League, it's a different thing. But tell me what you think about that.
Man, I fully disagree, man. He hasn't been given a run of games, mate. That's the problem. You said with the pie came out what, 21, 22, 21.
I think
too young. Too young, and then he got the number 7. Expectations were on him, right? Just like that. But with Van de Beek, it's different. He hasn't been given a run of games. Yeah, he hasn't been given a proper chance. And plus, he's got Bruno and Pogba there as well. You know what I mean? If we look back at it, Van de Beek wasn't a signing we should have made. We should have got someone like a Partey instead. You understand? So, yeah, man. It's like It's sad, man. I think he's ready. I think he's a good player. Yeah, he can be like proper. He can be like go to world class, but he hasn't been given a run of games, man.
I hear you. Big up Drizzy Des in the house. What you saying, bro? Pros only with the gun on Wi-Fi. What you saying, bro? My Wi-Fi's pattern, bro. What you saying, bro? Hey, I don't know if you saw, there was some training pics, with McTominay back already. And I'm just like, bro, he's only just had surgery, and apparently he was supposed to be out for a month, but he's already back in training. Now, what does that mean? Because if he's already back in training, it means he's potentially ready to start again for United. And that might mean that Donny's out of the team again, or not even going to get a chance, like what people want him to get. So what do you think about McTominay already returning into training?
Man, I think we always do that. We always rush these players. That's what this manager does. And the medical team, they just love to rush players, just like they did with Rashford, where they rushed Rashford back. He was meant to return, October, and I think he's back in training already. I don't know what's that all about. For me, I don't rate McTominay. I think he's a terrible footballer. Yeah, man, listen, man. Van der Beek, get some, play some of the good players, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't play. I don't like McTominay, man. He's not good enough. But mate, you will see. I think, you know what? I don't think Van der Beek will start. I think if McTominay is fit, I think McTominay and probably Matic plays. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
Yeah, I can see Matic starting that game for some reason. I know that for a fact, and I feel like Pogba won't play left; he'll play in midfield next to Matic, which to a certain extent it does work, but it's gonna be a bit difficult in the midfield if Pogba starts to vacate space. But let me get into another comment from Drizzy Des. He said, "Donny better play this weekend, or he should use his depth. Stop with the favoritism." I mean, yeah, it's true, like Ollie does seem to favor his players, but at the same time, now the squad is proper bloated now, and there's a lot of options for him, and he's gonna have to try and figure out the best formula to try and win the games with the players he's got.
I could get him sacked, by the way. I think I could get him sacked this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be very difficult for him to make the right call in terms of which players to play and when. Because we've already seen he struggled to rotate his squad last season and the season before that. Now he's got a squad that I think is complete enough to be able to compete on so many different levels. There's the real test is, can he rotate enough? Because he can't be playing the same 11 every single game. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Big up Drizzy Des again. He said, I feel like Ollie's rushing Scott. Yeah, just like Realist said, this is another instance where the club, the manager, medical staff are just rushing players back, and Scott is already back in training. And I thought he was going to be out for at least a month, so it would have given some breathing room for Donny to get some running games, but obviously it's not happening. He said he never learned from the Pogba injury. When Pogba was rushed back against Rochdale, I think.
Yeah, I remember.
And then obviously he was injured. He was injured, and then he had to we were showing videos of him in the hospital recovering from surgery and trying to.
People said he was fake. He was faking it.
Yeah, that nonsense it should never get to that kind of level and extent where you're having to show that you're really injured. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's talk about Jessie Lingard. So obviously there was a lot of rumors over the transfer window before it closed that he was going to join West Ham. He's in the final year of his deal right now, and from January he'll be able to start agreeing pre-contracts with other teams. And obviously this week has come out that he's rejected a new deal. Firstly, what do you think about Jessie Lingard as a player and what he offers to this team? And then you could talk about, do you think he should still be here? Does he have a place in this team, or should he went to West Ham when he had the chance?
With Jessie Lingard, he's another player. I just don't rate him. Yeah, he's a bit more dynamic. He's a bit versatile, playing the 10 left to right. But I don't rate the guy. We don't need him, man. He's a waste of space, man. We should have sold him. West Ham should have sold him to West Ham. Get 20 million for him. I think we wanted 30. Get 20 million. That money could have been used on a CDM. You know what I mean? But for me, what he offers this team is energy. But I don't want batteries in the team, man. I want proper. You know what I mean? But there's just too much. We just have too much attackers, man. He's got to go in January. I think there was a report that he rejected a new deal or something like that. So
yeah. So he rejected a new deal, and right now it looks as if he's not got any assurance to play, which I don't think he's gonna get. Like I don't see how he fits into this team right now. There's just way too much.
With Ronaldo. He wants to vibe with Ronaldo, man.
That's what I thought. I was just like, he's there for the vibes, innit? Like Ronaldo's come back. He's like, yeah, this is like somebody who was my childhood hero. Let me just go there. Let me just stay here and let me train with him and just be around him and all of this type of stuff. And like for me, I'm just like, you know, like one, you had a very good stint at them when you went at West Ham when you went on loan. You're about to enter into a World Cup year, right? And you need to be playing football to be able to make that England squad. And you know, like at the end of the day, you're not gonna really get the chances here that you think you're gonna get. I feel like please move past him right now and doesn't want him inside anymore.
Yeah.
And like he needs to be, you know, kind of like realistic and say, look, I'm not gonna play. I can go somewhere and get a lot of football, and I can go and live my life, man. Because like he's 28 years old. You don't want to be spending the last few years of your career sitting on the bench at a club when you could be the main man somewhere else. So I mean, you know, it's one of those things for me. I mean, rejecting a new contract, there's no point in even rejecting it. You could have just left in the window. For you to reject it at the end of the day, like it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I just feel like he's just there for the vibe. Like he wants to be around Ronaldo, and you know, he's around his man them as well, man. You got Rashford there, you got Sancho there now.
Yep.
Yeah, like I don't think he wants to go, but you know, it is what it is, man. I feel like Lingard, if he gets some games this season, it's going to be Carabao Cup, maybe FA Cup here and there, but he's not going to get much. Yeah, but I do think the fan base, they disrespect him a little bit too much. Like for me, like come on, man, he's in the big games he shows up. Like he knows what it is to be a Man United player. He scored that FA Cup final winner, if you remember, in 2016 when we won the FA Cup under Van Gaal. So he was on the scoring streak at Wembley. He's scoring against Arsenal in those big games as well. So I mean, like he knows what it is to be a player, and you know there's some good experience there he can add to the squad for the remainder of his contract anyway. But we have to wait and see how he does anyway. But it is what it is. Let me get into some comments before we move on. Big up Drizzy Des. Oli Tax versus Ronaldo is the new civil war in the end game. I mean, that's a funny comment, man, because to be honest, as soon as Ronaldo touched down, I've been talking about he's the new manager. Because like for me, I think that Ronaldo is he's got that aura in it. Like I remember in the 2016 Euros when he got injured and came off the pitch, and then he came back on, and he came off, and then he was with the manager and he was telling the manager like what to do, and I was just like, yo, this is crazy. I've never seen like a player coach a team to win a trophy like how he did in the 2016 Euros, and it's like him coming to United and the way that Ollie's been moving with his kind of like inexperienced nature, you're gonna have a serial winner there telling him like, look, you can't do it like this, you got to do it like that.
Exactly.
And I'm interested to see what happens, man, because like he's not gonna accept the way we played against Wolves, for example. You know, like he's gonna be saying, look, give me the ball and let me do something because you lot are wasting my time here. Like,
mate, listen, the amount of managers that Ronaldo's that's thingy, he's gotten sacked. Yeah, he's gotten a lot of managers sacked, man. Pirlo, Sarri, Mourinho, Rafa. You know what I mean? So Ronaldo coming in, he's going to be the main man. Like you can't really tell Ronaldo what to do. You just have to let him do his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if listen, he's going to be respectful to Ali, but listen, man, he's going to come in and he's going to say, you know what, this can't happen. These little sloppy games. He's going to come in with a winning elite mentality, man. Did you hear what he said today? He said, there was a quote today. He said, I'm here to win trophies. I'm not on vacation. That's the mentality I love, man. You know?
That's it, man. That's it. Because look, at the end of the day, we've been in the wilderness for too long, man. We've been sitting back, seeing Man City pass us. We've seen Liverpool win their first title in 30 years, and we're still stuck here. We're about to go to 10 years without a league title, and it's like we're 4 years without a trophy. That's unheard of, man. Like when I was growing up, United were winning everything. If we didn't win it one year, we won it the next year. So I mean, I'm glad he's here to bring that mentality back. But is the manager, is the coaching staff, are they up to the challenge? Because this is big. You can't bring Ronaldo here and then go another season trophyless. But
exactly,
hey, it is what it is. Let me get into another comment. Big up Paul from My Football Heroes. If you guys are on Spotify, check him out on Spotify. He's got a good football podcast on there. I actually was on there as well. Check my episode out too. But he said, how afraid of St. Maximin are you feeling? Boy, we're gonna get into that. Because St. Maximin's I ain't gonna lie. He's a good man. He's a baller. So let me move on to the next topic. So Fred looks like he's not available due to the whole Brazil FIFA controversy thing, where basically players went and breached the rules in terms of COVID and was able to go to, and it has nothing to do with United. It's Villa and Spurs players. They was playing for Argentina, and they weren't allowed to be there. And I don't know how they got there. And then all of a sudden, like
the officials came on the pitch. They ran on the pitch. And got
So then.
Around,
and then obviously the Brazilian FA decided to like invoke a clause with FIFA to say, look, we're gonna ban all the players from playing club football because they didn't come and represent the country. And so as a result, it looks right now at this stage that Fred is not available for the game on Saturday, right? So now if you've got Fred out, you've got McTominay out potentially. There's only Donny left with Matic, right? So what do you think about Fred not being in the game? Because I've seen a lot of people celebrating the fact that he's not going to be available. And like, obviously, the last 2 games he's been pretty poor. I'm not gonna lie. I like what he does, like from defensive actions, but everything else is like he ain't got the fundamentals in it. So, what do you think about Fred as a footballer? And are we gonna miss him that much? Because he's probably gonna be banned for like 5 games.
Man, with Fred, like it's a bit of a hard one. Like he did come in 52 million overpriced, had a poor season, and then Ole in the 2019-20 season, he was actually one of our best players. Because it seems come like that's wiped off everyone's memory. Like everyone just loves to hate on him. You know what I mean? Every time, every comment, I'm seeing, Fred this, Fred that. Like you're forgetting that we got McTominay as well, right? Like McTominay isn't any better. You know what I mean? So wait, listen, man. I don't think I think he's kind of okay-ish, but his touch is dreadful. He's not a passer. He's not press resistant as well. So for me, he's a squad player. You know what I mean? But with our options now, I think the best thing to do is probably change the system. So I'd play like a 3-5-2. Or something like that, man. Like our midfield options are weak, man. Like we don't even have Matic, McTominay, Van der Beek, and that's it. That's gonna play in the pivot, and maybe Pogba. So it's a bit of a tricky one, to be honest, man.
I mean, you know what? Like you spoke on the formation and all that. We're gonna get into like lineups and all of that stuff later, but like I feel like this team is better suited to play in like a three at the back. The wing back, in my opinion, because like you look at, we've got Tez, you've got Shaw, and you've got Dallo as wing backs. I'm not gonna say Wan-Bissaka because I don't think he's that good going forward. He's very good defensively, but going forward, he's not the best. I won't say him as a wing back. He could potentially be like a probably a right centre back.
I knew you were gonna say that, man. I knew you were gonna say that
because, honestly. Going forward, he's not doing much, man. Like I think, you know, when we played PSG last season, when we won the game, he was immense in that game, man. Like from a defensive place, when you've got Mbappe running at you and you know what you're doing, that's calm. But when we're saying, okay, now you've got the freedom of the pitch, you can go and attack the space. He's not doing that. Like, I'm not really like, I'm not really convinced. I mean, £50 million, you could have
He's
went
a
and got
massive.
someone better.
Mate, listen, I was deluded back then. I said I was happy when we got him. 50 million. I was like, I saw a little compilation of him on YouTube. I'm like, this guy, his tackling is amazing, man. But when you actually watch him closely, he can only tackle, dude. That's the only thing and he's got recovery pace. You know what I mean? And sometimes he goes to ground too much. He doesn't need to do it. He can stay on his feet. You know what I mean? That's what a defender should be doing. Yeah, you don't see the best right backs going to ground a lot. You know what I mean? Mate, I said it. That Southampton game, he's a massive hindrance. He's a massive problem. Dalot has to play, man. He has to, bro.
But I think people are saying Dalot has to play, and I feel like he did pretty well on his loan spell at AC Milan last season. I mean, he was starting a lot of games, especially in the Europa League. He actually played against us in the Europa League as well. But for me, I'm not so convinced about Dalot going the other way. So when defensively, he's not the best. Like he's pretty average in it, but like going forward, he's very good. Like he's got a cross on him. That one I know for sure. And it's like I still have a feeling that this team is suited to more of a five at the back or three centre halves and the two wing backs.
I agree.
So I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like I'm not too sure how it's going to work. I feel like for £50 million, Wan-Bissaka, what he offers. People talk about the defensive, the tackles and all of these things, but his positioning for me is very poor. I saw a lot of times last season where he got caught up, and some of them led to goals that we lost games with. You know what I mean? So I'm not too sure about him like going forward, like as one of our main men. I mean, there were the rumors of Max Aarons, the Norwich right back, joining the club, and then
Trippier.
Yeah, and then Trippier obviously in the summer too. And I have a feeling that United may go back in for him in January, to be honest, because if Wan-Bissaka is not doing what is expected of him, he might be finding himself behind Trippier if he decides to come in. Let's move on to Newcastle. So they finished 12th in the league last season. We did a double over them last season. The game at St. James's Park was a difficult one. We were 1-1 for a lot of the game, and then Ollie made some substitutions, and we ran away the game 4-1. And then we beat them at Old Trafford, I believe, 3-0, or was it?
Yeah, it was 3-0. Yeah, it was 3-0, yeah.
Yeah, 3-0. So, and then this season, they've only got 1 point from their first games. They played well, but they just haven't been able to go over the line. And then, obviously, they're danger man. And we're going to go to Paul's question here. St. Maximan. He's been on fire. He's been on fire since the start of the season. He's played really well. He's obviously their danger man. What do you think about him, man?
What a player, man. He can skin you alive, man. He can cook you so much, man. He's just so technical. Yeah, he's quick. Yeah, and at Newcastle, he can do whatever he wants there because he's their best player. You know what I mean? He's going to be a dangerous threat, man. Especially against, I don't know if he probably might play on the left, to be honest. So against Wan-Bissaka, could be an interesting battle between them, man, to be honest. But he scored against us, didn't he? The last time as well. At Old Trafford, was it Old Trafford?
I'm not sure, I think in the away game when we played them at St. James's Park, Luke Shaw scored the own goal. But then I don't remember the home result. Let me just double check this home result just to make sure.
I think he did score. He scored a good goal, I remember, but I don't remember which game it was. I don't remember the score.
I'm gonna just double check just to make sure that what that result was. Let me just see what was the result in that game. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, it was 3-1. Yeah, and yes, you're right. St. Maximan scored. So I mean, I think they went ahead in it. So but for me, he is the danger man. Obviously, Steve Bruce coming back to his former club and all of that. Newcastle haven't really troubled us in the league in such a long time. I don't remember the last time they beat United.
Ole's first full season, they beat us 1-0.
Yeah, okay, that's it. You see, so that's what I'm saying. So, like, it's one of those ones where United have to continue the momentum. Like, we need to get another win in there. And obviously, it's Ronaldo's second debut, man. So, like, I'm not trying to embarrass my man. Like, he's come onto the pitch. We've got all the crowd out for him. It's hopefully a sunny day in Manchester, and then you put in a poor performance. We can't have that. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
So I mean, yeah, I think we're gonna have a good game. I think Newcastle will set up and they'll be very defensive. They'll sit in, so we're gonna have a low block, and this will be I think one of the first home low blocks that we're gonna have this season. And obviously, last season there was a lot of complaints from the supporters and whatnot, saying that we struggled to break down low blocks.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be able to break down this low block that I'm sure Newcastle are gonna come with all the attacking talent on the pitch? Do you think we can do it?
Of course, man. You got Pogba. You know what I mean? We got some good players, man. We should be able to, but we do see it. We do struggle to create. You know what I mean? We do struggle against low blocks. Since all those come in as well, we've struggled, man. Like, even with the creativity we have, there's no team pattern. You know what I mean? No quick one touch, two touch. It's just slow. But listen, man, we have to win. There's no excuse. If he doesn't win, sack him on the spot. Simple. Bro, serious,
all right, but you touched on this the fact that we struggle on these low blocks, and it's very slow. We don't have the one touch passing, right? Whose fault is this? Is this the coaching staff? Is this the players on the pitch? Are they not following instructions that we be given to them? Who should be taking responsibility here? Should the players be doing it on the pitch, or should they be getting that stuff on the training ground and then bring it to the match?
Mate, it's the coaching. It's the coaching. Simple as that, man. Like, this has been happening too much times. We've seen it. Southampton, we were poor. We couldn't create. Wolves, even though they were attacking us, they still thingy. They still kind of sat deep as well. We struggled. You know what I mean? It's a repeated pattern. If it's a repeated pattern, it's coaching. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if you have Pogba? Like, Bruno's not really, for me, he's not creative. He's not a creative 10 like a De Bruyne, or Ozil, Rodriguez. But if you have those players, surely you can create, man. You know what I'm saying? It's coaching, man. It's coaching, dude.
I mean, look, I 100% agree. Look, I said to everybody, you know how, like, you see, I'll say it with my chest right now, yeah. United have a good enough squad to win the title. Like, I don't care about CDMs and all of this nonsense, yeah. Like, nobody's going to tell me that one player is going to come in and it transformed our team completely. That's not the case. The fact of the matter is that we're not a well-coached team. If you watch that game against Wolves back, right? That game against Wolves, I'm telling you, I was struggling to watch. People saw my face on this watch along. I was struggling to watch this game because I was just like, why are we struggling to pass the ball with people? I don't get it. And, like, for me, I'm just like, look, there has to be some sort of level of coaching. I mean, they brought in that new coach, what's his name? Eric Ramsey. Yeah. I don't know what he's coming to bring to the side. They said he's a set piece coach, and obviously we needed some help with set pieces because we're struggling. But yeah, I mean, I want to see a bit more, man. With all that creative talent, we should be able to break down low blocks easily. There should be some level of movement between our forwards, and our midfielders should be able to pick a pass, to be able to find these forwards. There should be people in space, shifting defenders out of space and creating more space for people to bomb on and into. I don't see any of that. Like, I see a lot of people just kind of walking around, looking behind them over their shoulder, waiting for
four touches, not moving it quick enough. It's a repeated pattern, man. Like, you said it there, the Wolves game. Like, I was watching that game, bro. I was screaming, man. I was so angry, dude. I was like, because they showed Ole, right? And I was like, what is this guy doing? He's just here for a free holiday. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
I hear you. Let me get some more comments. Big up Reese. He's gonna be regular on this channel. In the future, of course. Man said, watch out for Longstaff. Hey, Longstaff, hey, ever since that link that they made to United, that 50 million quote is finished. His career's been finished. I've not seen him since, boy. Like, I swear he scored that goal against us, I think 2 years ago. I think 2019. When
That was his younger brother that scored.
So I'm talking about the game at St. James's Park, 2019. I think Fred made a mistake and passed in the ball. And then Longstaff
from a counter-attack.
No. So it was like a long shot, literally, like it was in midfield and Fred lost the ball. And then Longstaff
at their stadium.
Yeah, at their stadium, yeah. There was that one. And then obviously, yes, his younger brother scored against us last season at Old Trafford. They took the lead and then we beat them 3 or 4-1, I think it was.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So yeah, Longstaff's been finished for a long time, man. I'm not scared of it at all, man. We got Pogba in that midfield, we got Bruno, we got all them.
Big boys,
Ronaldo. Man. We got Ronaldo, bro. I'm not scared of no Longstaff. United for the I'll say it with my chest, man. Like, this team's good enough to win the league. It's the only reason why we're behind Chelsea and City is because of coaching. Like, they are well-coached teams, and so whatever deficiencies they have, like City don't have a striker, they say, innit? So, but they're still able to win games, and it's the same with but Chelsea's team very complete. I think they're the favorites, to be honest, because they've got everything.
I said that, yeah. Chelsea definitely, man. Like,
they've got their striker now. They've got their centre halves are all their locked. You got experience. You got some young players. You got some people that are in their prime. And in that midfield, their midfield is amazing. They've got Kante. They brought in Saul Niguez. Obviously, he hasn't been the Saul Niguez that we know he is, but comes to a new country, a new lease on life. You could show something in the league, something to prove. Yeah. You've got Kovacic, who's a quality footballer. Who else they got? Jorginho as well. I mean, come on, man. Like, they got too much going up. They got too much going for them. I don't know how they're not going to win this. And Tuchel's a good coach. As much as you've spoken about Tuchel and like him losing to Oli a couple of times, it don't mean anything because he's a Champions League winner now. So, yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly, man. That's it, man. Like, a lot of people are saying we need a CDM, but the part of a manager is to get the best out of what you have. Like, Chelsea didn't have an elite striker. They created chances, but they didn't have an elite striker. And they still won it playing like Havertz at false 9. You know what I mean? Werner, who isn't a striker. City won it without a striker. They got a midfielder playing left back, Zinchenko.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mate, listen, man. If Ole wasn't our manager and we had Zidane or Conte, everyone would say, well, we're favourites, you know what I mean, to win it.
100%. Yeah. I agree with that. Big up Reese, man, said energy. Yeah, energy for this winning the league thing. Because all the United fans are scared to say it, bro. Like, why are you scared? We've got Ronaldo, we got Pogba. I'm not even trying to be shameless. I'm just trying to be real. I'm just like, with the amount of firepower we've got up front, we should be able to at least outscore everybody. And I'm even forgetting about we got a Champions League centre back. We got the Champions League Varane like there. Like, come on, man. Let's not hide. Let's be real here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But let's get into the lineups for the game. Who's your preferred 11? Run me down 1 to 11.
My own 11, yeah.
Yeah. Well, who do you think should start the game?
Cool. So, De Gea in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Right back. Because Newcastle sit back and because he's my favourite right back, I'm going to go Dalot. I think he should be given a run. Varane, you know what, G? I don't rate Maguire, you know.
Whoa. You don't tell me you're going to start bringing Lindelof and Bailly and all of this into this, man. Come on.
No.
Let's be serious.
Listen,
go ahead.
I don't rate Maguire, dude. I don't know what people see in him, man. He's just... Dude, listen. All right, cool. Maguire's going to play. All right, Maguire's going to play.
Go ahead.
Luke Shaw. And then in the pivot, I'm going to play Matic and Van der Beek.
Mm-hmm.
Pogba, Bruno. And it's a bit of a kind of a tricky one because Greenwood's been, you know what I mean? He's been scoring goals. I don't want to drop him. You know what I mean? Damn, G. Sancho. We need creative players for Ronaldo, man.
Okay, so you're playing. So obviously Ronaldo top in it. So you're playing Pogba left.
Yeah.
and then Sancho right, yeah,
Yeah.
and then Ronaldo up top. Okay.
Yeah, man. That's my level.
I hear you. I mean, you see that pivot. That I like that pivot though. That Donny Matic pivot, because you know when they played Newcastle in the final game of last season, I was like,
Was it Wolves? It was Wolves, no?
Yeah, Wolves. Yeah, when we played Wolves, yeah, that final game, yeah, like the way I was watching the game a little bit in pieces, in it, and I was just like, they are very smooth on the ball, man. They keep the ball very well between the two of them, and like I think it complement each other pretty well. Like Donny's got a lot of energy, but he can also use the ball like well. He doesn't get away. When we saw Fred play with Matic in that pivot, it was shocking because you have Matic who's a ball progressor, but he's very slow on the ball, and you have Fred who's not a good passer of the ball.
Exactly.
So they basically they're canceling each other out. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not gonna pick my 11 who I want. I'm just gonna pick who Ollie's gonna play. So De Gea in goal. So the back four is Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Luke Shaw, and then this pivot thing is it's a sticky one, bro. It's a sticky one, bro. I have a feeling, yeah, that he's gonna play Pogba and Matic in that pivot, yeah.
I said the same thing. I said it.
He's gonna play Bruno in the 10, yeah, and then up front he's gonna go Greenwood. He's gonna go Ronaldo up top, so Greenwood right, Ronaldo up the top, yeah, and then on the left, it's like it's between a Martial or Sancho, to be honest with you, because obviously Martial scored 2 goals over the international break for France, I believe. I think it's 2 goals, and so he might be thinking, he might be, oh yeah, he's back, he's a bit back in form, minute, and like Sancho got injured on England duty, I think, so he came back early. Yeah. So I have a feeling it's gonna be Martial on the left, and then he'll change them during the game at some point. So I think Martial will get the nod over Sancho. That's what I think Ollie's gonna do, and I think Donny's gonna be sitting on the bench again. And if that happens, he might be gone, because there's no you could be coming on to no Rio Ferdinand podcast, yeah, and start talking about I can play in the 6, and then the man said I'm not playing you anyway, bro. So boy, that's what I think.
Listen, I think you know what, mate. I think Matic, Pogba. I said it yesterday. I think he's gonna go with that pivot, and that pivot isn't the best, mate. You know what I mean?
It's not.
And you know what I mean? We all know that Ronaldo's a good header, and that Wan-Bissaka is gonna play right back, and he can't cross to save his life. So, and Greenwood, he's not a creative winger. I don't like him there. But mate, listen, if Van de Beek, I feel sorry for him. If Van de Beek goes, yeah, I'm gonna get onto this manager a lot, and I'll be onto him because I'm tired of him.
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with Donny, because if he doesn't start, it's looking a bit peak for him. And January's round the corner. He could go. You never know. And then I mean, before we wrap up, give me your score prediction for the game on Saturday.
Bro, listen, man. That's gonna be a tough one, dude. Man United are so unpredictable, man. Because Ronaldo's there, and are we playing at Old Trafford?
Yeah, it's Old Trafford.
Mate, you know what? I'm gonna say 3-0, 3 or 2-0. I'm gonna go 3-0.
You go 3-0, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna go probably like a 4-1. I think we'll concede again. Like, I just have a sneaky feeling we'll concede. I don't know why. But yeah, I think we'll beat them 4-1. I think Ronaldo will get his second. He'll get a debut. He'll get a debut goal. I think Greenwood's gonna score again. I have a feeling Bruno will score at some point. And then, to be honest, it's up to whoever in it. I don't really mind who gets the 4th one as long as we get the win. But yeah, this has been the preview. We're about to wrap it up right now. Big up Realist TV. Shout out your stuff, man. Shout out your stuff.
Yeah, man. So my channel, Realist TV. I'm gonna do a video probably tomorrow. Yeah, I might do a Manchester United. I'm gonna do a preview myself, actually.
Yeah.
On best lineup that Ollie should pick, and but yeah, man. Follow me on Twitter. Zidane_realist. My Instagram is Zidane_realist as well. So yeah, man. It's been a lit show, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Cool. No problem at all. I mean, the link to his channel is in the description below, so please subscribe to him as well. But yeah, man, this is it for us. The game is on Saturday, so I can't wait. I'm not doing a watch along, man. I think I'm just because I don't want to be playing around with all the streams and all of that stuff because it's not on TV and that. So I'm just gonna watch it by myself. But yeah, this is me, man. Pros Only TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this with a friend when you're done. Hit that notification bell. We're going live a lot throughout the season. Big up to Realist TV again.
Thanks, man.
Boy, and we are out.